Hello students, welcome to Social Science online classes. In this session, we shall discuss the fourth chapter of history, that is opposition to British rule in Karnataka. In this chapter, you are going to learn Hyder Ali and Tippu Sultan, Dondia Wag, rebellion of Amarasulla, rebellion of Halagali Bedas, Anglo-Indian wars, rebellion of Kittur Rani Chennamma and Sangolli Rayanna. Apart from that, you are also going to learn rebellion of Surupur. Now come, let's discuss the chapter with introduction. See, the present Karnataka was divided into different provinces before independence. Okay, before independence, Karnataka was divided into different provinces. Apart from establishing political supremacy in the later part of 18th century, the British exploited the Indians in agriculture and trade in order to protect their own interests. Okay, these exploitations created insecurities across Karnataka. See what happened in 18th century, the British established their political supremacy over Karnataka. And apart from establishing the political supremacy, they exploited Indian agriculture and trade for their own profit. So these exploitations created insecurities across Karnataka. And because of these insecurities, the local kings also suffered. And as a result, what happened? Rebellions against British started in most part of Karnataka. In the beginning, zamindars and the kings revolted against them. So these zamindars and kings suffered insecurities. So in the beginning, what happened? Only the zamindars and the kings revolted against the British, and there was no unity among kings and zamindars. So they revolted individually. Kings and zamindars were not united, so they revolted individually against the British. Later, what happened? Later, Hyder Ali and Tippu Sultan, they put a strong opposition to the British. So the political developments that took during 1761 to 1799 are very important. Okay, there was an important opposition increased against the British rule in India between 1761 to 1799. Okay, come now let's discuss about Hyder Ali. Okay, 18th century is considered as the century of political problems in Indian history. What it is? 18th century is considered as the century of political problems in Indian history. Okay. Why it was considered as the century of political problems? Because there were many reasons for this. First of all, the death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor, in 1707 was the main reason. Emperor Aurangzeb died. Okay, this was the main reason. His death, the death of Aurangzeb, weakened the Mughal empire. As a result, what happened? As a result, the Mughal lost political control over South India. And apart from that, a lot of political struggles took place in Carnatic region. And before the death of Aurangzeb, before the before the death of Aurangzeb, the death of Chikkadevaraja Wadiyar in 1704 created various political challenges in Mysore. See, Chikkadevaraja Wadiyar died in 1704, and after his death, various political challenges Mysore had to face. His death created the problem of succession as well as the problem of administration. So, all these developments, what happened? All these developments blocked the politics of Mysuru. Okay, it was not running, the administration was not running smoothly because there was a fight among them in the Mysore state. So, all these developments blocked the politics of Mysuru. Then Hyder Ali gained importance in these developments of uncertainty. What happened under these circumstances when there was a problem created in Mysore? Under these circumstances, Hyder Ali gained importance in these developments of uncertainty that clouded over the Mysuru and Carnatic region. Okay, in the beginning, he joined Mysore army as an ordinary soldier, but he was known for his intelligent political moves. What he was in the beginning, he joined Mysore army as an ordinary soldier, but he was known for his shrewd political moves. Shrewd means here intelligent or clever political moves, and he was closely observing the political developments of Mysore. And he came into fame during the siege of Devanhalli and military actions against Nizam of Arcot. Okay. Then he won he showed his bravery in these military actions, and soon he won the hearts of soldiers, and he became famous as Nawab Hyder Ali in a short time. Okay, he became as a Nawab Hyder Ali. Soon he was called as a Nawab Hyder Ali in a short time. And known for his innovations and arms. Okay, he was known for his innovations and arms usage. With his immediate actions, he weakened the power of Dalwai and sidelined. Okay, he sidelined the king Krishna Raja Vadayar and established control over the administration. Then the Nawab of Arcot, Marathas, and Nizam of Hyderabad were fighting among themselves to establish their supremacy over each other. They wanted to establish supremacy over each other. So, these the Nawab of Arcot, Marathas, and Nizam of Hyderabad were fighting among themselves. Okay, in order to have supremacy over each other and also to preserve their political existence. Then the British and French were further attempting to exploit divisions for their own benefit. See, always the Britishers interfered between the two fights uh, and tried to exploit the situation in their favor. Okay, so here now, uh, after this what happened? As Nizam of Hyderabad was jealous of Hyder Ali's coming to power, and this led for the first Anglo-Mysore. What it led? So these people were jealous of Hyder Ali, and this led to the cause of or the breakout of first Anglo-Mysore War. Okay, now we shall discuss about the first Anglo-Mysore War. The first Anglo-Mysore War broke out in 1767 and ended in 1769 AD. The cause, what was the main cause for the outbreak of a first Anglo-Mysore War? The cause was The Nizam of Hyderabad was jealous of Hyder Ali's coming to power. It broke out in 1767 and ended in 1769, and the place where the first Anglo-Mysore War took place. It took place in Tiruchinappalli, Tiruvannamalai, Ambur, etc. And this was fought between English and Hyder Ali. Okay, now let's look over the explanation of the first Anglo-Mysore. The cause: the Nizam attacked Mysore with the help of English but failed to defeat Hyder Ali. What happened here? The Nizam attacked Mysore with the help of English but failed to defeat Hyder Ali. Okay. See here, always British played a cunning plans here. Okay. See, first of all, Hyder Ali did not tolerate the growth of uh, Hyder Ali. See, the Nizam of Hyderabad did not like that. He was jealous that Hyder Ali was coming to power, and apart from that, the British, the British always played a cunning plans to defeat Hyder Ali. Why they played a cunning plans to defeat Hyder Ali? Because they always saw Hyder Ali as as their strong opponent. Okay, they always saw Hyder Ali as their strong opponent for who was coming in on the way of the British for the expansion of their ideas in Carnatic region. Okay, though Hyder Ali, though Hyder Ali suffered a lot due to Maratha regions, he made attempts to have Marathas and Nizams of Hyderabad on his sides with little success. Okay, come here. Now let's discuss the cause of the first Anglo-Mysore War. Okay, cause: the Nizam attacked Mysore with the help of English but failed to defeat Hyder Ali. The Nizam left the English and joined Hyder Ali. The Nizam of Hyderabad and Hyder Ali attacked the English in Tiruchinappalli. Okay. Now what happened? The Nizam of Hyderabad and Hyder Ali attacked the English in Tiruchinappalli. See this why it happened so. The British entered into an agreement with Maratha and the Nizam of Hyderabad against Hyder Ali. A tri-party alliance emerged. Who are the tri-parties here? Marathas, Nizam of Hyderabad and the English. But Hyder Ali, with manipulative ideas, was successful in breaking the alliance. But Hyder Ali was very successful in breaking this tri-alliance, and he also created enmity and distrust among Marathas, Nizam of Hyderabad and the British. Okay. Now what happened? The Nizam of Hyderabad and Nizam of Hyderabad left the English and joined Hyder Ali. The Nizam of Hyderabad and Hyder Ali attacked the English in Tiruchinappalli. Okay. Apart from that, apart from that, the political disturbances emerged in Arcot. At the same time, what happened? The same time, what happened? The political disturbances emerged in Arcot. In 1767, Hyder Ali and Nizam of Hyderabad attacked Arcot because there were political disturbances. But the king of Arcot had an alliance with the British. See, these two armies, Nizam of Hyderabad and Hyder Ali, together attacked on Arcot, but the king of Arcot had alliance with the British. Now the war started with this incident. The battles I told you before the battles took place in Tiruchinappalli, Tiruvannamalai, and Ambur, and other places. Hyder Ali organized lightning attacks on these of Hyderabad, attacked Arcot, and he organized lightning attacks on these battles. Now, the British army captured few places. Hyder Ali suffered a few setbacks in the beginning. The British military from Bombay also joined the war. Hyder Ali considered the war as a challenge to his personal power and continued with the war. eh. He continued with the war. His army reached Madras by 1769 and created panic among the British. Inevitably, what happened? Unavoidably, what happened? The British entered an agreement with Hyder Ali. Okay, Hyder Ali through Madras Treaty. So the first Anglo-Mysore War ended ended by signing the Madras Treaty. So the first Anglo-Mysore War ended with the Treaty of Madras. Okay. Now let's see the terms of this Madras Treaty. What were the terms of this Madras Treaty? First of all, status quo ante bellum was restored. What is this status quo ante bellum? The terms of the Madras Treaty were first term was status quo ante bellum should be restored. Okay, I will tell you what is this status quo ante bellum. Okay, this status quo ante bellum is a Latin phrase. What it is? It is a Latin phrase. The meaning of this is the state existing before the war. What it is? Status quo ante bellum means the status existing before the war, or the situation as it existed. Okay, and let me explain you about this. The situation as it existed before the war means the term was originally, this term, the status quo ante bellum, was originally used in a treatise to refer to the withdrawal of enemy troops and restoration of pre-war leadership. Means before the war, who was the ruler of that kingdom? The kingdom would be given back to the same ruler. Okay, the leadership would be continued and the enemy troops has to be withdrawn from that kingdom. That is status quo ante bellum, or the state existing before the war. Okay, this was the first term of a Treaty of Madras, that is status quo ante bellum should be restored. Then the second term was, if any of the third party attack on any of these two parties, okay, the other should help them in the battle. That is, the company would come to assist Hyder Ali in case of an invasion from Marathas. Okay, these were the two terms of the Treaty of Madras. So, dear children, now we'll wind up the session here. In the next session, we shall come up with the other three Anglo-Mysore War. Thank you and have a